Hello again, racing fans. Welcome to an overcast, cold and rainy Cape Town, ahead of our first local race meeting this working week on Wednesday here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. This is the first of two cold fronts to make landfall this week, and there is further rainfall expected, so I would suggest just keep an eye on that in the build-up to this meeting. We have a 10-race program forecast for Wednesday, and just to remind you that races round the turn reverts back to the old course, or shall we call it the winter track, races 2, 4, 6 and 7 with a short 450-metre run-in, and that is also something to take into account when studying form. The first of those 10 races gets underway at 11:40, and for those of you that are going to be taking your free Hollywoodbet Punter Challenge entry, your selections need to be on 5 minutes before the advertised starting time of the first. Play the bet slip, because that is what puts you in line for that big life-changing jackpot prize. By and large, I thought it was quite a tricky card. There are one or two standout bets on the day. We'll cover those as we work our way through the card. But otherwise, I do think you're going to need to play some of the races with quite a bit of cover if you safely want to see yourself through, coupled with the fact that we do have inclement weather here in Cape Town. Now, the first race on the card, as I put my blinkers on, is a maiden juvenile plate, where 11 runners will face the starter at the 1,200-metre mark. Here, number 8, Follow Your Heart, from an opening call of 2-1, is at 2.5-1 on Hollywoodbets.net. 5 Star Major, 3.57. 2 Rocket and Roland, 5-1, along with 3 Canal Skater at 5-1. 1 Ashikuchle from 5 out of 5.6-1. But the horse that kept jumping at me off the page was the one currently at 8.33-1 in the betting, and that's number 4, Bugle Boy. I think we're going to start the day with a bit of value. I like the way this horse improved from first to second start, that second being over the course and distance. Race from just off the pace, quickened up, but got caught in the shadow of the post. He's the kind of horse that's still on the up. He's very well drawn in barrier position 4, and I do think with further natural progress to come, and Grant van Niekerk on board for the genuine Ennian Syndicate, should take a power of beating. So I'm going with 4 Bugle Boy to win the opener at 8.33-1, ahead of number 5 Star Major, for third number 8 Follow Your Heart, and fourth number 1 Ashikuchle. Second race jumps at 12:15. It's the opening leg of the bipot. It is a maiden juvenile plate for fillies, where 9 runners will line up at the 1,400-metre mark, and I'm looking no further than the favourite, number 7 Precocious. This horse is currently at 11-10 on Hollywoodbets.net, comes back from a bit of a break, made its debut at the country course over 1,000 metres, and I thought that was a very, very good run. Now stepping up to 1,400, I do think will be much better suited to the 1,400-metre trip, was stowaway but quickened up nicely, and then raced from just off the pace to finish second best on the day. I do think with Alda de May on board for the informed Candace Bass Robinson yard, this horse will give a very good account of herself. So I'm going 7 Precocious to win it, ahead of 9 Take It As Read, 1 Splash of Colour, and 2 Mighty Mary. 12:50 is the off-time race 3, opening leg of the place Accumulator, a maiden plate where 10 runners will line up at the 1,000-metre mark. I'm going Banker, first leg of the place Accumulator. I'm looking no further than number 3 Tigers. Currently 0.63-1 on Hollywoodbets.net. Another one of those lightly raced horses that show the natural improvement from first to second start. In fact, both starts, I thought, were exceptionally good by number 3 Tigers. This one, of course, from the Harold Crawford-Michelle Ricks training partnership. This horse will be running on in the closing stages. Only concern I have is that 3 Tigers has been slow away on both occasions, but does tend to find its feet late and kick on nicely in the closing stages, and I do think Gavin Larena might just be able to make the difference. He's booked to ride 3 Tigers, so I do think that we can safely bang this one in race number 3. I'm going 3 Tigers, ahead of 9 Iko, 7 Aya's Dream, and 6 Bird on a Wing. Race 4, first leg of the pick 6. You need to be on by 13:25. One of the more trickier races on the card, I thought. You need to play this with a bit of cover. Number 3, New World, is at 2-1 on Hollywoodbets.net. Richard Free riding for Greg Enian. This horse has got blinkers on for the first time. We've got One Stripes half brother number 5 Vapor Trail from an opening call of 2.5 at 2.86 to 1. Gavin Arena now rides for the Vaughan Marshall stable. Second run after rest. Should strip much fitter. I like the horse that's priced up third favourite in the betting at 3.33 to 1, and that's number 6 Drickus from the informed Andre Nelhyard, and has got Corne Orfa on board, and it does appear that this is the stable elect if one takes the jockey arrangements into account in this race. He hung over the final 350 and just got out one of it in the run to the wire when second best last time out. But if one takes the best runs to date into account, both those runs have been over 1,400 metres. That's the trip that Drickus is going over on Wednesday. And I do think with him having his peak run coming, he should be cherry ripe for the occasion. So I'm going 6 Drickus to win it, ahead of 5 Vapor Trail, 7 Yamazaki, and 3 New World. Race 5 is the first leg of the first jackpot. And race 5 on the card is an open maiden, a race for 3-year-old fillies, where 9 runners will line up at the 1,400 metre mark. I'm looking no further than the even money favourite, number 7, Miss William. Now this horse is lightly raced, placed in each of its 3 starts to date, is getting closer with each and every run, set the pace last time out and just got caught in the run to the wire. I do think that this horse, if going to the front, will be hard to peg back in the run to the wire, and to me rates the one to beat. Brett and James Crawford with Louis and Courtois should unsettle in the number 1 box after the running of race 5. 7 Miss William to win it, ahead of 1 Cape Captain, 3rd number 2 Sweet Conifer, and 4th number 5 Court van Draat. Race 6 is an open maiden, a race for fillies, where 13 runners will face the starter at the 1,800 metre mark. Another one of those races where it is pretty wide open. 3.33, number 11, Beneath the Clouds. 4 to 1 from an opening call of 4.55 to 1, number 9, Louis Star. 4.55, number 3, Sweet Summer Love. 5 to 1, number 1, Sesame. And 7.69 to 1 bar those. First choice selection is the favourite, number 11, Beneath the Clouds, from the Harold Crawford Michelle Ricks training partnership. This horse set the pace and just got caught late when being beaten a short head by English Mistress last time out. That was over 1,700 metres, now going over 1,800 metres, and now gets the services of Gavin Larena on board. And I do think Gavin will use the early gate speed to overcome the draw, cross, go and sit in front and say, come and catch me if you can. So I'm going 11 Beneath the Clouds to beat number 1 Sesame. For third, I'm going with number 9 Louis Star, and 4th number 2 Byra. Race 7 on the programme is a Class 4 for fillies, benchmark 60. 11 runners to contest this 1,800 metre event. There are a couple of them that are renewing rivalry. In fact, if you look at number 4 Tap Shoes, the penultimate run, finished 5th, 3.4 lengths behind. Lavender Bay is now a kilo better over the weights. 11 Pentalina in the penultimate start, finished 2.8 lengths behind Lavender Bay, is also a kilo better off at the weights. But I must admit, I like the look of number 1 Lavender Bay. Currently 5 to 1 in the betting on Hollywoodbets.net. This horse raced up handy, kept challenges at bay all the way to the line last time out, comes back from a bit of a break, and I do think it was a well-deserved break. Jumps from pole position, so we'll have the run of the race. Meets similar company, remains in Class 4 company, and Corne Orfa, Andre Nel are normally deadly from the front as well, and I do think will be hard to peg back. So, 1 Lavender Bay to win race 7, ahead of 11 Pentalina. For third, I'm going number 7 Golden Angel, and 4th number 5 Strawberry Thief. That takes us on to race number 8 on the programme. A middle stakes, fillies and mares, 9 runners to face the starter at the 1,100 metre mark. And yeah, I'm looking no further than the ultra-consistent number 3 Babylicious. From an opening call of 1.82 has eased out to 2 to 1 on Hollywoodbets.net. This horse actually attracted some bidding support last time out, and many will say was a bit disappointed when not winning and only managing to finish third, beaten a length by the winner. The Candice Bass Robinson Yard is in very, very good form. Now, she sat just off the pace last time out, over 1,200 metres, and she was staying on at the business end of affairs. The difference between that run and this one is she had no blinkers fitted last time out, and now she's going over 1,100 metres, and the blinkers have been refitted. She now also gets stable jockey Alda de Meyer back on board, and if you look at her form, you'll see the last time she won, Aldo rode her. So that all bodes well for her chances in this particular race, and I do think she should be rewarded for consistency. So I'm going number 3, Babylicious, to win it, ahead of number 2, Golden Tatiana. For third, I'm going with number 9, Peace of Mind, and fourth, number 5, Winter Rainfall. Penultimate race on the program is race number 9. It's a D-Stakes, where 9 runners will face the starter at the 1,200 metre mark. Wide open affair as far as the betting is concerned, so you're going to have to play the last leg with quite a few horses here, even though a small field of 9 runners. I think half of them at least need to go in because it's 3.57 about number 3, Champagne Mac, 2 Royal Lithium at 4-1, 9 Electric Fields at 4-1, 6 Lovers Lane at 4.55-1, and number 8 True Horizon at 5.56-1, 7-1 bar those quoted. So you can see a pretty wide open affair as far as the betting is concerned. My first choice selection is number 9, Electric Fields. I went for this horse last time out, was a little bit disappointed in that run, but this horse has got decent recent form. Pumium Jokwa knows this horse very well. That last form line has been franked with a horse that actually finished behind Electric Fields back in 9th position, a horse called Gravity. So that all bodes well for that particular form line. I do think that Electric Fields is ideally course and distance suited, because if you look at the course and distance record, 2 wins from 7 starts over the course and distance. This horse is always about the action, and I do believe will be involved in the shake-up. So I'm going 9 Electric Fields to win it, ahead of 7 Becky Sharp. For third, I'm going with 6 Lovers Lane, and fourth, number 3, Champagne Mac. That takes us on to the last of the day. Race number 10, it's a Class 4 for fillies. Benchmark 80, 16 runners to line up at the 1,200 metre mark, and a wide open affair, extremely difficult way to end the day. 5-1 the field, 8 Pilot Flame, 10 Miraculous, 13 From a Distance, they're all at 5-1, 7-1 number 14 Maritzburg Memory, 10-1 bar. Where do we go? I'm going 10 Miraculous, who was just touched off in those last 2 starts. If you look at this horse's course and distance record for 2 runs, a win and a third, that's good enough to me. In fact, the last couple of runs of Miraculous have been extremely good. This horse is ideally course and distance suited, overdue another win, so I'm going 10 Miraculous to win it, ahead of 13 From a Distance, 15 Priscilla Maisley, and 8 Pilot Flame. 10, 13, 15, 8, the numbers I'm going with in the last of the afternoon, and that takes care of our race meeting at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully the rain stays away, that we'll get through this meeting, and I trust it will be an enjoyable and profitable day for you. Till next time, from me, Ravon, you take care. Cheers for now.